no! Hello my friends, I hope you're doing really well. Thank you so much for joining me in this new video where we are once again reading the first book on my Goodreads feed. You may have watched my previous rendition of this idea, I'll link it somewhere here, but you may remember that it didn't go terribly well and I ended up reading a book that I really didn't like. I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't like it. In fact, I don't think I've ever cared about anything less. That's the name of this game. It's a risk. It might not go very well again, but you know what? I have hope it's going to be better. It can't be much worse. No, it can. It can be worse. It could be so much worse. Before I go on Goodreads, let's just take a second and manifest it being a good book. Let's hope that it's something I love. Let's just take a second. Part of the reason I'm doing this challenge again is I'm just finding myself in what the kids call a reading slump. I'm really not in the mood to read anything at the moment. Don't really know what's going on, but I think that this challenge could be somewhat good for me. So let's go on to Goodreads. Let's just do it and hope for the best. I'm recording my screen and I'm going to open Goodreads and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Oh my gosh, okay. We've got Punishment by Ferdinand von Schirach. Ooh, it's translated fiction. I'm not gonna lie, I love the cover. It's 200 pages. It's publishing on the 18th of August, which is in 5 days, which is really annoying. Okay, that's a shame. It's not out, so let's skip that. Then we have Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I've read, and then we have Mr. Salary by Sally Rooney, which is a short story? It's 30 pages. Maybe we'll even do like 2 books in this video. I don't know what this is, but I think I'm just gonna read it because it's only 30 pages and then we can come back and do it again. So we're really spicing things up. We're gonna do 2 books in this video, but let's start off with Mr. Salary. Okay, a 30-page book. I'm up for this. Okay, let's go get it. Let's go, baby. So part 1 of this video, big success, my friends. I read Mr. Salary by Sally Rooney and I think I'm gonna give it like 4 stars. Considering it's like a 30-page short story, I really enjoyed it. I actually got surprisingly into it and I really struggle to get into novellas. I've like talked about it a little bit in the past, but not Sally Rooney. No, no, no. Sally Rooney short stories, I could read all day. I would happily gobble up a whole book of Sally Rooney short stories. Oh my gosh, like just imagine. Give it to me, please. So Mr. Salary very simply follows a 24-year-old woman and then a 38-year-old man, and they have known each other for years, and it's very, very clear that they care about each other and there's a romantic connection, but they are not together. It's kind of ambiguous where their relationship is going to go, but it's very tender and it's very charming and warming, and I just found it to be a really enjoyable light read. There's a lot of playfulness between them, but there's also the strong sense coming through that they really do care about each other and they really love one another. I think Sally Rooney just really excels at writing those kinds of relationships that feel really real and authentic, and you don't necessarily know where those relationships are going to go, but that's okay. In short, really enjoyed it. Wish that it had been longer, honestly, because there's only so much you can really like delve into when it's 30 pages long, but she really packed a lot of complexity into those 30 pages and just shows what a great writer she is. So there we go. So we have a 4-star in the mix now in this terrifying game. We have a 2-star, a 4-star, and hopefully maybe we'll get a 5-star. Imagine. Let me get my iPad because it's not here. Right. Hi, I hope you like the sound of rain because it's raining really hard right now and it's actually stunning. Basically, I went to record, my iPad was dead. So we're doing it again now. I'm recording my screen once again and I'm going on Goodreads to find out what we're gonna be reading. Come on. Oh no. I'm so happy. Today, it's a great day. Okay, so we have Our Wives Under the Sea. Okay, if you watch me, you'll know that Salt Slow by Julia Armfield is one of my favourite books ever. And this is her new book that I haven't had the time to read yet. And now I have the perfect excuse. I'm emotional, it's too much. Oh my gosh. So it's definitely out. I think it's only out in hardback, but I don't care. I'm gonna buy it. It's 240 pages. I know that it's a queer sci-fi novel, I want to say. Is that correct? It's a story about falling in love, loss, grief, and what life there is in the deep, deep sea. Sign me up. If I had made a 5-star book predictions video for this year, then this book would have been #1 on it. I'm not even kidding. I can't believe this has happened. Of all the books. Okay, well, what a great success. Almost suspiciously successful. I didn't plan this so that I got a book I really wanted. I don't know how I would have done that, but I swear I didn't do that. What a great day. Our Wives Under the Sea, here we come. So it's the next day and I have my copy of Our Wives Under the Sea. I'm so excited. It's so beautiful. Look at it. But basically, today I'm actually going to Brussels because my friend is getting married. So I'm about to go on the Eurostar right now and I'm going to take this with me. So this vlog is going international, my friends. Let's go to Brussels. Hello everybody, I'm back from Brussels, I'm back home, and I thought now would be a good time to update you on Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. I'm on page 137 of this now, so I think I have about 100 pages left. Let's talk about it. I would like to preface this with a small fact about me, and the fact is that I have a deep-rooted fear of the ocean, like the deep, dark ocean. Can't do it, hate it. You know those scenes on the Titanic where you see like the wreck of the where you see the wreck of the ship underwater? I hate it. I hate everything about it. Everything about like the deep dark parts of the sea. I hate it. It makes me feel ill. So I just want to start by saying that. I feel like it's relevant. This follows two women, one of whom has got back from a deep ocean exploration where something went very wrong and she was left stranded under the sea in her submarine, I believe, for about 6 months. And it also follows the perspective of her partner who was waiting for her. So basically, since she's got back, she's been acting very strange, not at all herself, and strange things have been happening. The idea is she's brought a part of the ocean back with her and she's kind of lost herself in the process. So honestly, it's quite a sad time. It's not a hopeful book. It's not a bright book. But I honestly love it. I love everything about this. It's so for me. I will also say that the pace is very slow. If you're not a fan of that, you're not gonna like this. The writing is exquisite and poetic. I just love how Julia Armfield writes. She's just, how did she do it? She has this really great way of writing things that are eerie and slightly surreal, but they feel so real and believable. I don't get it. I just don't get it. The tone of it is so eerie and so haunting, and there's this really, really effective sense of dread that just keeps increasing as you can't help but wonder what happened to Leah under the sea, because it's not really been spoken about yet in detail, and that in itself is frightening. It's like the idea of the unknown, which very much mirrors the reality of the ocean anyway, because so much, obviously, as a lot of people say, so much of the ocean is unexplored. We don't know what's down there. So that sense of like the terrifying unknown comes through so strongly in this, and I just think it's brilliant, and it works well on me because I hate the sea and I'm scared of the ocean, so I feel like I am the ideal audience for this. It says on the back that this moves fluidly between a horror story and a love story, which I definitely agree with. That's definitely what this feels like. The love story part, however, definitely feels more sad and full of longing and full of grief, honestly, as we follow Miri, who is the wife left on land, and she's kind of wondering what has happened to her wife. Even when she has come back, she's not being herself, and you kind of watch her realise and recognise that the relationship and the life that she shared with her wife is potentially lost forever. If I know Julia Armfield, I don't think we're going to get any true answers as to what really happened to Leah under the sea. I feel like we're going to get something a little bit more nuanced and subtle. So I'm keen anyway to see how this is going to end. I'm also scared. Also, picture me reading this on the Eurostar, which, if you're not aware, is like a train that's under the English Channel. So I was literally reading this deep under the sea. That wasn't very pleasant. I'm gonna check in with you as soon as I'm done, but this is looking like a 5-star and I'm so thrilled about it. Thank you, Goodreads. You did something good for us, so I appreciate it. And I will check in with you when I'm done. Also, I actually just wanted to show you something. It's August 27th today, which means it's basically autumn, which means it's basically Halloween. So for the first time, I got myself a cheeky little Halloween mug, and this is the cutest little guy. Isn't he amazing? Honestly, bring on Halloween. I'm so ready for it. Spooky season, it's just the best time of year. Can't wait. Okay, I will see you later. Hello, my friends. So I'm here to wrap up this vlog and tell you my final thoughts on Our Wives Under the Sea. So my final rating for this book is going to be a 4.5 out of 5, and I'm going to explain why. But basically, I love this book. I'm so glad that I got to read it for this video. What a lovely little surprise for us. I didn't really see it coming, but I really like how Julia Armfield explored the concept of ghosts and hauntings in a really light way. She doesn't like really delve into it, but there are a couple of instances of people seeing ghosts or experiencing hauntings, but not as we know them. It's much more gentle and soft and loving, and I just really like that about it. I thought it was like classic Julia Armfield romanticizing what people perceive to be scary. This book is so much about grief. It's very melancholic, and that builds throughout, especially as you reach the end. It is a really sad read, as we basically see Miri experiencing grief even though Leah is physically right in front of her. She's still in that grieving process as Leah, and her essence and everything that makes her her is basically gone. So it's really effective in exploring that kind of experience, and I feel like it represents a lot of different kinds of experiences, and I think it's really smart in that way. I've never really experienced anything like that, but I can imagine that if you have, then this might be quite a difficult read, or it could be quite comforting to you, depending. I wouldn't personally describe this as a horror story. There are elements of horror, and there are some passages that are quite eerie and a little bit spooky and kind of towards horror story territory, but we never really fully get there. It's definitely much more about the love story between Miri and Leah and everything that they once had and how that has transformed and how their relationship disintegrates under this huge change. So I really enjoyed this. It's tender, it's eerie, it's odd. There's definitely a beautiful love story in there. The writing is exquisite. I'm giving it 4.5 because it never quite hit that 5-star level for me. I remember reading Salt Slow and I was just like blown away, but I never quite reached that level of intrigue or like real engagement with this. I always felt slightly distant from it. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it 4.5, but I still think it's almost a perfect book, to be completely honest. So, in conclusion, Goodreads actually kind of came through for us, and we got a 4-star book and a 4.5-star book after that hideous first attempt. Whoever saw it coming? Not I. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think this video actually worked, and I think I might be out of my reading slump now. I have so many books I want to read on my bookshelves, like, I'm not kidding. And with that, my friends, I am going to wrap up this video, and thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Also, before I go, I'm wearing this Cowboy Like Me sweatshirt because Taylor Swift announced her new album today, and that means we wear her merch. So just another reason why today is a great day. Can't wait. It's so good to be alive. Do you know what I mean? Okay, bye-bye.